Good. Welcome to Monday night meditation and channeling. It's also the full moon tonight, which is really lovely. So full moon always feels like it's got that energy. I think it's a super moon tonight, and it has that energy of fullness. Obviously, that sounds silly, but it's like the progress or something that, in the new moon, it's like more the quiet time, and in the full moon, it's like action stations. That's what I'm feeling like at the moment, anyway. So that's my feeling of the vibe for tonight. But anyway, we will just see what comes through, and we'll start off. Let's just breathe down into the earth and do a little connection to beautiful Mother Earth. As we pay our respects to the traditional owners of the land that each of us is situated on. We come in peace, we come in peace, we come in peace. Just feeling that connection to beautiful Mother Earth way down into the center of Gaia, beautiful Mother Goddess. And breathing up that golden energy from the earth, from the core of the earth. Breathing it up through the physical body with gratitude, up through the energy centers. Activating and awakening. Out through the top of the head as we send the energy up to the highest point in the universe. And we're taking our energy and attention to the Creator source energy, way, way above us, past the universes, past the stars, up into that pearl opalescent light, Creator source. And then breathing that beautiful light in from above. It's like merging and releasing into the light, and then breathing it all back down from the highest point, all the way down. All the way down, deep into the earth. As we call on the Supreme God, Divine Mother Father, we call on our souls and divine selves. We call across time and space on our guides, teachers, ancestors, great illumined masters who are helping us, who are serving the light only, holding unconditional love or a higher vibration only. Thank you for being here. We call on Sri Shakti Narayani Amma Om Namo Narayani. We call on Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu, and Hanuman. We call on Lord Jesus and Mother Mary, on Buddha and Kuan Yin. Call on the archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel, our guides, teachers, masters, the Siddha masters, and the energies of earth, air, fire, water, and ether. We ask to be a pure channel for divine light, love, and power, healing and transformation, oneness and unity, surrendered selfless service and complete harmlessness. We ask to be divinely guided and protected with clear insight, accurate perception, and correct expression. And we offer this time and space at the lotus feet of the divine. Through divine grace, so be it. And just taking a moment to pay attention to your breathing. Just doing a couple of square breaths where you breathe in for 4. Hold the breath for 4. Breathe out for 4. And hold the breath out for count of 4. Just your counting in your time. Good. Just breathing in the violet light of Saint Germain. Just going to share a little bit of music while we're just in a nice preparation time. Just breathing in that cleansing energy. Just focusing on the breathing. Allowing the sound to release any stuck energy through the body. Just breathing in from above and breathing out through the back of the body. And just breathing into the heart with gratitude, being aware of the heart center. Breathing in and out through the heart, just intending to release any energy that's not serving you. Just continuing breathing through the heart, letting go of anything that's not serving you, allowing yourself to settle further and deeper into the space. Letting go of the day, breathing out all over. As you're just resting in the heart and feeling that gratitude, just going to pause the music and just tune in a little bit. There's a message that is coming through for us tonight. It'll just be easier to hear without the music, I think. So it'll just be a moment to reconnect to that. And just continue with the breathing, resting in the heart with gratitude. Letting the body relax and just going even deeper into relaxation. We are coming with a message for you all tonight from the fiery energies of Kali and the earth energies that you may associate with dragon energy. This is a strong and fiery energy designed to burn away your doubts and fears and to return you to a place of strength and purity. And it is true, the whole of the earth is in an upheaval in its evolution, and that upheaval produces disharmony in the elements. There is sometimes what appears to the human mind an excess of fire or water, an excess of wind, an excess of air. However, truly these elements all have a purpose, and the purpose is in the higher realms beyond that which your physical eyes can see as humans. For unfortunately, human perception has been very limited. It is like we believe you have motor vehicles in your world which have speed limiters on them to stop them going faster, even though they are created to go faster. This is a human construction of reduction in speed, and so it is. There has been a reduction in the evolution, the expansion, and the vibration of humans. Over many, many eons, this has taken place. However, now the humans have the choice. You have the choice, each one of you, beloved one, to remove the blinkers, to remove the blindfolds, and to dissolve the speed limiters, because the veils are very thin, and we are many, many here to help you, as long as your choices are for service of humanity and the highest vibrational state or place that you can we might say, behave or act inside, so that if your actions are for the highest good of all, and you truly have purity and love in your heart, and it is not a selfish motive whereby you pretend to offer service, but underneath you are wanting a selfish outcome for yourself, this will not be tolerated in the higher realms, although it is better to be of service even for selfish motives than to not be of service at all. And when we say of service, this does not have to look a particular way and will not look the same for each of you, because there are those who sit quietly in service and meditate. There are those who serve one or two people within their family. There are those that serve 10 people, those that serve 100, and those that serve thousands and millions of people. And sometimes they are not even aware that by their energy and vibration, they are uplifting the consciousness of people who do not even know them. And so we would encourage you, beloved ones, on your journey to continue this purification and evolution of your consciousness and your heart. Your heart is most important at this time. It holds the keys. It holds the keys. It holds the keys. Tune into your heart right now and ask it to open and awaken and release the keys that are your soul fire, your purpose, and your mission. For these will be moving about, rattling the cage, you might say, asking to be released. Allow the prison bars of your heart to be dissolved now in the fiery energy. Allow the bars and the barriers to be dissolved, that there is nothing to restrict the unconditional love which you are capable of as a great and mighty divine being. We ask you to wake up and remember. We would suggest you make this your daily prayer. Help me, soul, help me, divine, to wake up and remember who I am, beyond the veils of human consciousness, beyond the speed limiters of my consciousness and my history, my conditioning, and my habits in this lifetime and beyond. Help me to wake up and know that everything is possible, that miracles are normal. For you see, we laugh and giggle when we hear talk of miracles, because in fact, a miracle is simply the divine law made visible for human eyes. It is nothing unusual or special in the divine realm. It is the way that nature and highest vibration operates. And so we know that you sometimes see items seeming to appear out of the air or out of the hand of a master. And this is talked of as a miracle. However, the master knows that the master is simply pulling together the threads of the elements, holding the powerful vision and creating through intense and focused will an item that was not there before visible to human eyes, but has thus been created through the master's will and the master's purity and the master's design. And truly this is, as you may know, what is called the Sankalpa, the will of the divine. And it is the human custom to personalize the human self, but then to personalize the divine, almost as if wanting to put the unlimited divine form inside a human shape and body, and then place upon that body human characteristics. And again, we giggle because this is what you call in your psychology a projection, whereas the true expanse of divine consciousness is unlimited. It has no what you would call human personality. It has no real desires. other than it is existing in the realm of creation. So it is a creator force. And it is almost like looking at a waterfall and imagining that the waterfall is a person and is very angry because there's so much water falling. This probably does not make sense in the human mind because the human knows the water to be an element because it is visible to the human senses and the eyes. And simply because usually for humans, the divine forces are a little invisible, even though they are playing out constantly in your life, it is a little more difficult to understand the human mind, to understand the divine. And we would suggest that you allow your mind to relax in this, to relax, to have no great desire to have to figure it out or understand the divine forces, which are so vast they cannot be comprehended by the human brain, even though the human brain has many wonderful functions and capacities. Seek not to understand the divine, but seek to surrender into the divine will and the divine plan for your life, and to allow your soul's blueprint to unfold in the way that it was always designed to do. As the soul aligns, as the human mind, will, and personality aligns with the soul blueprint, it allows much freedom and joy to come into one's life. And it is true that the human looks for happiness, and the happiness is always there inside. The joy is right there in the essence, in the heart. It is simply perhaps disguised or covered over with stress or experiences from the past that have caused some pain. And there are some like scar tissue over the heart or in the mind or in the way that the personality develops, like a tree that has bumped into another tree and has to turn its branches in the other way. And yet all this journey is totally perfectly aligned with your divine plan. It is rarely possible to go very far off track. The divine consciousness will redirect you. And the more you allow yourself to be surrendered and supported into the divine will, the more fun and joy will be in the journey. For it is a common human desire to fix on an outcome and to achieve a goal that is a linear process, and yet the divine works in paradox. And the path is spiral, not straight. And any path that is straight will be covered in obstacles and boulders, so that in climbing over them, the path becomes unpredictable. And it is often said to be grateful for the obstacles in your life, and this can be difficult. However, if you are able to see these as growth points and feel appreciation and gratitude, then you will find many obstacles in front of you dissolve instantly, and help and support comes even more quickly. for the amount of help and support that is around you is possibly far beyond your human understanding. It is true in the human mind, in the human world, there are different job descriptions and titles. And in the divine realms, there are also many aspects of divine support. And the divine creation life force will create itself into a helping vibration when called upon with love and trust and devotion. And this one has some funny stories of this, and yet it is as we, as humans, call upon the divine for specific tasks, the divine creative force can create that exact support, so that if one was looking for a new home in the human world, one may look at your real estate agents, and from where is the life force in that real estate, there is still life force in every person and situation. And so you too can call on the divine real estate agents as well as the physical human people who are carrying out this role. We would recommend highly that in the next month between now and the next full moon, any task that you are needing to have completed, you call upon the divine helpers in that form, the form of the help that you are needing. And as you continue your spiritual practices, your meditation and your prayers, your devotion, your ceremonies, your mantras, then allow yourself to receive the help and support by spending just 5 minutes in silence, watching your breath. As you sit in silence, you will hear the voice of your egoic self suggesting that it's time for breakfast or another cup of coffee. And you can giggle at this part of self and ask it to move to the back of your consciousness. And then, as it becomes more quiet, you will hear the voice of your soul, your guides, your intuition, in a softer whisper. As you pay attention and you give thanks to that whispering sound, the whisper will become louder. And with your gratitude, devotion, and trust and faith in that divine voice that is within you, that soul voice, that higher guide's voice, the purest form of the divine life force energy that is your soul, it will become stronger and louder. And as you would thank anyone who is helping you, as you thank and appreciate that part of self, it will strengthen your connection to your own intuition and inner knowing. You will also be aware there are many ways that divine correspondence can happen in your life. And not only can this happen by events taking place, but you can create your own numbers and ask the divine forces and your soul to program them to give you a particular sign. So, for example, if you are wanting a sign that says, yes, I'm on the right track, choose a 4-digit number, such as 1030 or 1122 or 1210 or any number with 4 digits, and pick one that is going to be your signal that you're on the right track. In your prayers, program this number and ask that it be shown to you to let you know that you're on the right track. And in order to have a balance, it is also good to have a number that will show you when you are off track. And that must be a different number. And you must write these down so you remember which is which. And you can program these numbers out loud, asking the divine that the second number is the one, to tell you that you are off track. And in this way, you will be supported as we feel you have hearts that desire to be of service. And the service you are doing is making a difference, whether you are aware of it or not. And we are happy at this time, if there are any questions, you can make your sound and unmute if there is anything you wish to ask.
Is there anything that will signify the turning point of humanity?
Yes. There are many signs, and there will be to come some greater signs. However, there has been some turning points already that many of the great masters on the earth have recognized, that earlier in this year, 2025, there was great light and an expansion of that light. And the upheaval that you are seeing is actually in many ways a demonstration of a raising of the vibration, because the human race is starting to speak up and to express opinions that previously they did not. But the true measure of the turning will be the increase in the loving vibration on the planet. And this may be more felt by you individually as you are connected to this web of vibration that is humanity. And so it may be as subtle as an upliftment in the heart, a feeling that everything is going to be okay. However, in times to come, not too far into the distance, there will be events that will signify a more obvious and broader shift in the consciousness of humans. However, it is underway. And you will see more outpourings of what you might call good news, projects that are of service, inventions for the good of the planet, and groups gathering together for experiences of meditation. And all of these are and will be uplifting humanity. On an individual level, the sense will be a deep intuition and knowing in the heart. And there will be signs from the cosmic forces also.
And has what you said tonight resonated with that. We are ready for those messages from the cosmos.
Yes, you are receiving them. Whether you are aware of it or not, you are receiving them while you sleep. Many of you will wake up with bright ideas. Many of you will come upon a feeling that there is more that you are here to do. And this is as a result of the vibrational shift. However, it is so important to keep choosing the high road. Keep choosing the pathway into peace and love, compassion and forgiveness, even when around you day to day, people may be behaving quite strangely and aggressively even. But fear not, the peace that you're seeking is inside and is becoming more and more potent. However, it is important to continue with spiritual practices in order to keep the vibrational frequency within each human as high as possible. And so in the same way that a piano with the different notes, if you're playing the low notes but expecting a tune to come with the high notes, this cannot really happen. So it is important to attune the frequency and to get all of the help, support, community tools and whatever you are needing in order to keep uplifting yourself and trusting in your light. It is also very important to continue with your practices of grounding. The Earth Star chakra can become quite congested with the electromagnetic energy and frequencies on the planet. And if you are familiar with any form of clearing or healing, then allowing the cleansing light to cleanse through the Earth Star chakra, helping to allow you to connect even more deeply into the divine essence of Mother Earth, as this will help you to be strongly connected into the earth while you are strongly connected in the higher frequencies. As sometimes with spiritual practices, people, humans, become a little out of balance and they feel higher frequencies, however, then feel like these frequencies have disappeared and they feel even more disturbed, we should say. This is all a balance of practicing the breath into the earth, up through the body and up to the highest frequencies of the creative force and back down again, creating that column of light and really anchoring oneself deep into the earth. Spending time in nature is also a very productive and soothing thing for humans at this time. If for some reason physical nature is not close, you can use your imagination to take yourself into nature. You can even use pictures of nature. However, one's imagination will be able to bring forth experiences where you have been in beautiful nature. And in the way the human mind works, this will trigger an experience as if you are physically there. And so in this way, you can continue to allow the healing elements of nature to support you. We will close this transmission now and send you much love, much gratitude. And we encourage you to keep going on your spiritual path, your journey, and your service work in the world. Goodbye. How's everyone feeling?
Like that was very big, Chundai.
Mm. It seemed to go quite long, didn't it? Mm. Yeah, the messages are kind of getting longer and more. No, it's good. It's good to ask. Yeah, I'm glad you asked some questions because that can just bring forth something different.
Yeah, thank you.
So that is a pleasure. Nice to see you, Melissa Safa.
Yeah, thank you,
Nice
Chundai.
surprise. It was lucky I saw you come in because usually I've got my eyes shut. But there was kind of a bit of a pause. It was almost like we were waiting for something. So it must have been waiting for you. So that's fun.
Feeling privileged.